Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. Oh my goodness. Happy Thursday to all of you. I hope you guys are hanging in there. Thursday's a weird day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are just weird days in the week. Monday, I'm for it. I'm ready to get going. Wednesdays, I'm like, it's the middle of the week. Fridays, it's always a good time. So Tuesdays and Thursdays is always a little off. But I hope that you guys have started your day quite well, and you guys are doing what you need to do in order to get through this week. Hitting a lot of benchmarks, doing a lot of stuff, following a lot of my own rules this week, which has been really, really great. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and I hope you guys are too. We have some fun things going on, as I've mentioned to you. This week we are really focusing on our Personal Branding 101, which will be happening on September 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's a Monday, and that'll be conducted via Zoom. So if you are looking to find your voice and tell your story, I'd love to be able to help you in doing so. It is a group marketing course, so you can feel free to sign up. Again, it's a full 2 hours of kind of this intensive boot camp of personal branding. So if that's of interest to you, there's a link within the post. If you know someone who needs their personal brand to be kicked up a notch, send them that link, share that with them, and we'd love to have them. So today, my darlings, I do a morning message each and every day. Thank you for all of you that continue to pay attention, continue to show up. Each and every day, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern, I share a little bit of a morning message. I share a little bit of inspiration with as many people as will dare to pay attention to me. And it's just been a wonderful journey. Again, I do it at 11 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday. And today's morning message, in support of all that we've got going on, good morning, Renee, in support of all that we've got going on, in support of everything that we're doing moving forward, I need you to take a step back, and I need you to forgive yourself. I said forgiveness is the title to this, and a lot of people are probably like, oh, my business partner, oh, my spouse, oh, my ungrateful children, oh, this, this, that, a best friend from home you haven't talked to. That's not what I'm talking about when I'm talking about forgiveness today. Today, I'm talking about forgiving yourself. This journey is long, and you have made mistakes, a lot of mistakes, huge mistakes in which I thought I could never resurrect from, mistakes in which I thought I could never move forward from, mistakes in which kept me from, in fact, moving forward, right? Kept me from, in fact, taking that next step, making that next call, sending that email. Mistakes that paralyzed me in what it is that I was meant to do. Mistakes that I held on to as if it was the definition of who I was going to be, as opposed to a story that was part of the chapters of my book. And what I really want us to do is to truly forgive ourselves, not to pretend it didn't happen, not to graze over it, to recognize it as a chapter in the book, to realize that this happened to you. You made that bad decision. You went left when you should have went right? Recognize and understand it. Good morning, Candy. Recognize and understand that you are flawed. Because when you recognize and understand that you are flawed, you can move forward, not thinking that you are going to be perfect, not trying to avoid making mistakes again, but understanding the importance of the lessons within the mistakes. If you ignore the mistake, which I have been guilty of doing, ignoring it, I'm going to pretend it doesn't happen. I'm going to pretend I didn't do that. Nobody saw that. Everybody saw that, but I'm going to pretend it never happened. What happens when I do that is I learn nothing, and I do it again. And I do it again, and I do it again, because I have not learned my lesson. Cheldin is guilty of that. So I know some of you are guilty of that too. That we have not, it's not to shame ourselves, but to recognize where we went wrong so we can continue to move forward in the right direction. You need to forgive yourself. Forgiveness requires you to acknowledge the problem, acknowledge what you have done, not dwell in it. And I've said this multiple times. This journey is going to be long, and you're going to be in the valley and you're going to be in the hills. You can't live in the valley. You can't live there. You can't take residence. You can't get mail. The valley should be seen as a short happy hour. You go, the special's over, and you leave. That's how it works. And so many of us forget, we're going to graze on through and try to pretend that it never happened. And that makes us in a vulnerable space to do what we did once again. And I'm a person that has repeated the same mistake over and over and over again. because I refused to deal. I refused to look at what it is that I did wrong. I refused to acknowledge it. I refused to pay attention to it. I was just getting along to get along, thinking that everything would be fine if I just kept moving. But what I needed to do was forgive myself for what I didn't know, forgive myself for the mistakes that I made, acknowledge that it was a mess, address it, work on it, recall it, and move forward. We can't do that if we don't pay attention. If we don't forgive ourselves, if we don't look at it realistically, if I don't say, oh my goodness, I am in fact flawed. Yes, I am ambitious. I am talented. This is going to work. But there are going to be moments in this journey in which I make a mistake. And that last one or that other one was a big one. And I need to acknowledge it, right? There's a lesson in that. For those of you that are parents, we're teaching lessons as our children are making mistakes, right? You touch that stove, you're not going to touch it again. And if you touch it again, now it's on you. And so for us, we need to be able to recognize that for ourselves and really pay attention to the mistakes that we have made so we can avoid making them in the future. If we ignore them, graze over them, pass through them, pretend that they didn't happen, encourage others to pretend that they didn't happen, then we're going to find ourselves not only repeating it, but carrying it. There's a lot of mistakes that I've made that I wear. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but I wear on a regular basis. You wear it into a meeting. You wear it on a presentation, right? The fear in doing that again, or because you haven't forgave yourself, because you haven't acknowledged it, you walk into a meeting carrying that. You walk into an event carrying that. The reason why you don't introduce yourself, the reason why you don't send that email, you don't send that presentation is because you are carrying the mistake that you made in the past. And my friends, I was exhausted because I was carrying extra weight and I only had two hands. And what I needed to do was move forward in what it is that I wanted. So I had to put down all of the things that I did wrong. I had to put down all of the things that I had made huge mistakes. And I'm saying that honestly. And those that have been on this journey with me have probably seen them all, felt them all even, the mistakes that I've made. But I know that I'm meant for bigger things. I know that I'm supposed to be here talking to all of you on a regular basis. I know that This Is It Network is going to be stupendous. But on the road to stupendous are a lot of stupid mistakes. And so what I want us to do is I want us to really forgive ourselves from the things in which we have done wrong. Renee, Candy, everybody who's listening, forgive yourself for the things in which you have done wrong, the mistakes in which you have made. Oftentimes, we have to make wrong turns in order to find the right direction. Oftentimes, we have to navigate our space ourselves and unapologetically make some mistakes. But it's how we really charge through those mistakes on the other side of the mistake. And if you don't forgive yourself, if you don't address it, at least this is what happened to me. It was on literally repeat, repeat. I'm even sitting in a situation right now that is like, oh my gosh, Cheldin, when will you learn, girl? When will you learn, right? And so you need to truly begin to look at what it is that you've done, how it is that you've been making it make sense, right? And truly move forward in that way. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your journey, not to the rest stop. You don't owe anything to the rest stop. You don't owe anything to that space that you were in before because you needed to rest, because you made a mistake. But you need to acknowledge it so you never go back there again. So you never go back there again. Listen, guys, all of you have bought something in life, right? That you regretted, right? Something didn't fit, it didn't work, the appliance was a piece of junk, you overpaid for it, and now you're disappointed. You will never buy something from that person again because you learned your lesson, right? You learned your lesson. And so often you acknowledge that this was a piece of junk. You acknowledge that it was a bad decision. You acknowledge, oh my goodness, I don't need this anymore. And so you stopped buying it, right? You didn't even go to that store anymore. You never go step foot in that restaurant again. But for yourself, because we are not acknowledging it, we are not forgiving ourselves, we are not moving forward in that way, we continuously eat at the same restaurant in which we cannot stand, we continuously buy the appliances that do not work. And I want you to look at what it is that you are doing, forgive what you've done before, and walk into that next opportunity lighter, not carrying all of the mistakes of the past, and allowing for yourself to move forward as a smarter you, not a different you. a mistake, yes, but that doesn't define you. That's not the end of your story, just a chapter in it. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Thank you so much for joining me today and every day, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern. I share a little bit of a morning message in hopes of keeping you motivated, not only for the day, but keeping you motivated each and every day. We at This Is It Network pride ourselves on connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and the real connections in which we provide. We'd love for you to continue to follow, fan, and like us for all that we've got going on. Check us out at thisisItTV.com or watch our episodes at thisisit.tv. And of course, you can follow us everywhere you find at This Is It TV. Okay, I'm going to go enjoy my Thursday, as random as it is. I have some wonderful meetings that I will be participating in, and so excited to be able to meet and connect with more people. If you need me, you know where to find me. Again, my goal is to ensure that you all find your voice, that you tell your story, that you no longer whisper your wishes. It's time for all of you to scream your dream. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.